Pod in the City is a Sex in the City podcast and thus contains adult themes and explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome to Pod in the City. I'm Amanda.
And I'm John.
We're two besties who bonded over Sex in the City in college.
And now, 20 years later, we're reliving it like it's our very first time. And just like that, season 1, episode 8, Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. After coming clean to Che, Miranda considers a life-altering decision. Carrie tries to learn more about her mysterious neighbor.
Oh, and that's it.
And like right while I was doing that, my grandma starts calling me and it's ringing in my ear. So that's why I just...
It was very professional, though.
I minorly fumbled the bag there, baby. And they also didn't mention that Charlotte still blows Harry.
And you see a big, huge, fake peen.
It was something. Thank you. I was hoping you'd take that away. I was trying to click through.
I feel like it was like, were they trying to be funny? But again, I just don't think the writers are ever trying to be funny. I think they're trying to be as earnest as possible.
I think they try.
You think they try? I don't know about that.
This episode had a couple moments that were a little better.
Okay, well, the next episode is all about periods and how, like, a big portion of the episode is spent with, which I actually think is okay. People did like the next episode where Charlotte is teaching Lily how to insert a tampon. I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm leading this and John doesn't have to lead this because you would just be like baffled as to.
Well, I mean, I'm probably not the best one on the topic.
Right. Yeah.
And good thing that I was here for this one, which was all about finding what really moves you, what gets your Rambo going. Because baby.
Now, can I just bury the lead here? Or no, not bury the lead. I'm just gonna blast off right now. Now, how shocked were you? Okay. How undeserved was Che telling Miranda that they're in love with her? It almost comes across as I'm fucking with you, right?
That's one of the clips I did because I literally was like, huh?
Unearned.
Huh? They even say, oh my God, they both say it themselves together that they've been fucking for 3 weeks. And so they're now in love. I get it on Miranda's end because she has been longing for whatever for a while, yada, yada.
Oh, yeah.
But on Che's end, allegedly, according to Anne, just like that lore, Che fucks everything and everyone in the city. So I don't know why you've settled on
it is a
Miranda.
Pretty common trope that like lesbians fall in love and move in really quickly. There's that Leia Delaria U-Haul joke. Where, you know it? Well, I guess I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know it. It's what does the lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul. Which honestly, like from the lesbians I know, that does track pretty well.
Agreed.
Yeah. Which fine.
Agreed.
Because girls know what they want.
Yeah. If I could find someone that I felt really like I wanted to move in with them right now, I would.
Yeah, games were fun in your 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, hello.
Hi, guys. Here we are. You know what I realized? We only have 2 more episodes of this garbage before. Okay, we haven't quite discussed this, and it felt almost like Amanda was thinking we were going to do season 2 immediately after this?
No. The way it will time out where if And Just Like That comes back. Well, I mean, I think we'll do Sex in the City season 2 and then And Just Like That season 2. Because that's 20 episodes like total. And that should bring us right into the new year. Right? Yeah. It's like about 5.5 months. That actually times out pretty much perfectly.
It must be more than that.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but I did the math one night.
More than 20 episodes?
No, I think
anyway,
like
great. I'm really glad because I'm really glad to get back into regular Sex in the City because that
and
show
then we
so
can
much
play the
better.
full episodes of Sex in the City on YouTube because we won't have video clips.
Exactly. I actually prefer Samantha too. I'm really sad Samantha's not here. That kind of ruins things.
But the nice thing is that most of the tertiary characters are not here in this episode. However, there is a new character introduced, Lisette, Carrie's downstairs neighbor, which she carries her way all the way into the end of season 2.
You're kidding.
There's, I mean, if you think that by me saying that, that means that there is any character development whatsoever, you're wrong.
The only okay, so we're introduced to this character that is obviously supposed to remind Carrie of her younger self with her titties out and her hard nips at the door constantly.
Yeah, Carrie never dressed like that.
Well, Carrie, I do feel a lot of things happened in this episode that felt out of character. Even for Sex in the City, we saw 2 dicks.
What was the second? Oh, the second one I wasn't looking up from
the boyfriend. It was fine. Harry's looked massive compared to the boyfriend's, which was actually his real dick. So
yeah.
So Amanda did have a little bit of news. I guess Kristen Davis. First of all, guys, there's a few things I want to get out of the way. Please join our Patreon if you'd like to see the extra parts of this episode. Once we get into playing a few clips, we head on over to our Patreon. It's free to sign up. But if you'd like to support us at $6 a month and you get tons and tons and tons of extra content. Plus, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit subscribe. We are desperately trying to reach enough subscribers. Go watch our shorts. We're getting into developing some shorts work.
Yeah, John's doing a lot of work. You did. I woke up this morning with all this stuff like done. I'm so
What happens is once I do something once, I'm like, oh, just do that over and over. So then, I'm sure that could be diagnosed as something. Is that?
Oh, I think it's just classic OCD. Classic
like, OCD. You know what? Now I know how to do this. I can do it 7 more times in a row. So,
that's how I operate too. So
who knows? Who knows how that'll go? But been dicking around with it. So if you like it, please click subscribe. If you're just tuning into us too, please just hit subscribe. Even if you never watch our videos, help people out. It's all about helping out the community. And if you clicked on this video, obviously you at least like Sex in the City somewhat, right? Or you hate and just like that just as much as we do. So great. I'll let Amanda get into the news.
Okay, well, the only news that came out that I've seen this week is that Kristen Davis got her fillers removed after so much bullying from the fans. But I have a picture here, and she looks great.
She really
I think she might be on Ozempic because her face looks really thin. But But would she even be approved? Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
They put everyone on Ozempic.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
I actually felt like even by this episode, though, that her face kind of had settled more into itself.
Totally, yeah.
I think the first maybe 2 were more.
But I mean, this second picture that I'm showing here, she looks
great.
She looks better than the first picture. She looks young. I mean, if this is how she's aging, like she does not need fillers. No one needs fillers. I think it's beautiful when everyone needs
I think most people, I love the story that our faces tell.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, anyway,
that's
pretty much it for Kristen Davis.
All right, sweet tits.
Yeah. Do you have any general thoughts about the episode before we sign off on YouTube?
Well, I think, you know what? This time I don't have a clip for a hot minute. So I was thinking, why don't we wait to sign off until we play our first clip?
Ooh, and then it'll leave them wanting more.
People might actually want to listen to something instead of us just being like, well, guys, we're here. Anyway, let's get started with the episode. So I am so paranoid over here, though, because it keeps telling me that my connection is unstable.
You look great,
gonna shit and murder. Anyway, hopefully that's okay on YouTube. We start off with Che at Pride, and I felt like recording this, but then I didn't. So I'm going to give you a play-by-play of exactly what Che says. If you're living your truth, then you're a part of the revolution. You're a part of the evolution. We know that visibility isn't justice, but visibility can be the key that unlocks it all, y'all.
Now,
okay.
What the part you were leaving out there was between each of those beats.
It would
raucous applause and cheers from the audience. Yes, 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 yes,
the
queen.
Humongous audience that I felt as a gay person almost felt homophobic or pandering or something. Yeah. It was like, though I did recognize Yua Hamasaki, which is a drag race girl.
I actually do know that one.
She was like right in the front. Che is giving this, TED Talk type, their typical stand up.
Yeah, they're why do you hate me? And the energy John gave when he was reading it, that's pretty much exactly what it is. And then Che made a joke like, we shouldn't hide. Hiding is so
I've got
you
more.
got sorry. Oh, I'm sorry to step on
Okay, I want to thank you all for living in your truth today and saying, fuck this rain. She literally said, goddamn, okay.
Now listen, John, and don't say goddamn because people don't like when you
just said it.
Well, I'm repeating what you said.
I'm gonna give a trigger warning here. I'm sorry. I keep fucking up and I don't want to I am in no way trying to be mean. I keep saying she. I don't mean that.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's terrible.
As long as you're and you are getting better about doing the pronoun thing. But so what was I going to say? This is definitely what happened is that they went to film that scene and it was raining and Sara Ramirez did that as a little improv and they were like, "Oh yeah, I leave that in. You're not listening to me. What are you doing?"
There's someone at my door ringing the doorbell and banging on my front door. I'm pausing this.
Go in and change that whenever you want.
Hi guys, sorry. If you're at all like me or anyone in my age bracket, if someone rings your doorbell or knocks on your door, I might as well be like snipered by someone. It might as well the feds might as well be descending on my home, smashing the windows in because I literally am like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, as Jody says, you hit the deck.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's what happened. It was just I'm thinking a telemarketer type. Well, not a telemarketer, whatever, door to door.
One of my neighbors who's like, okay, so I live in kind of a condo complex, and there's one woman, her name is Carol, and my mom actually worked with her like 80 years ago or whatever, but she's like HBIC. She's like there's always one or two that are just friends with everyone.
Run the shit.
Yeah, and it's good to have them as your friend and stuff. But she rang my doorbell at like 9 p.m. the other night. And
that would
like what the and like over and over. And I was like, God damn it, Walter's barking like crazy. And I'm like, oh man, I'm of course not wearing a bra because I don't wear a bra unless I'm podcasting. So I go answer the door. She's like, oh, there's been vandalism. So there's like this kind of back area that has a gate on it. She's like, so I'm just giving everyone a gate because we put a padlock on there. I'm like, what is this for? And she's like, for that back walkway, there's like a gate. And I was like, I mean, I guess.
And you're like, baby, could you have done this at another time? Could you leave me a note?
Yeah, on my mailbox. And which I would never even like find.
Girl, leave her alone.
Yeah, don't knock on people's doors or call people without them knowing.
Back to Che. Okay, I want to thank you all for living in your truth today and for saying, fuck this rain bullshit. And being here with each other. I mean, y'all are making me wet. Ooh, but that's literally what was happening.
Hilarious. I'm like, to make that many drag queens laugh, you better be funny because these are like
the drag queens would be like, no, this would never fly. It's very clearly not written by. It should have been written by a drag queen. It probably would have been better. I see better shit on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Of course.
Jeez. And I think our LGBTQ plus allies, I see you. We see you. Live your truth. You have nothing to hide. That's right. You know what? What's hiding is like, so 5 years ago, blah, 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 blah. All this is.
That's what I was. Hiding is like, so 5 years ago. And the audience is like, oh, change.
All of this is happening. Well, Miranda sees Brady. Uh-oh.
And his shitty girlfriend.
Miranda's like, yeah. Basically.
Like really making a scene out of it. And it's like, what are you worried about? If he's, first of all, she's thrilled that he's there. Like, oh, that's awesome that he's here. And like, Why would she think that if he saw her there, he'd immediately be like, "Mom's a lesbian"? And
that's what I was wondering. Is like, you wouldn't just be like,
smart.
"Oh,
yeah." All he's worried about right now is jizzing inside his girlfriend at all times. So with lube, I guess.
Great. Hi, YouTube. Cool. I think that Brady is giving the Benjamin Button situation, obviously. So I don't know. Maybe they're a time traveler from 1924 or something. They've lived many lives. Now, so basically, Che notices Miranda scurrying about and confronts Miranda about why she's running away. So Che basically is like, you don't know. Oh,
this conversation is wild.
This drove me.
I was like,
nuts.
Che is gaslighting. This was full gaslighting.
Che is like, so Miranda explains why she was running away, right? And it's because she saw her son and she doesn't know. And Che is like, he doesn't know about me? And I'm like, why the fuck would he? And she's like, your son doesn't know Che's like, your son doesn't know you're in an open marriage. And they're like, you're in an open marriage, aren't you? And Miranda's like, well, I wasn't until you. And Che's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We've been fucking nonstop for 3 weeks.
They're like, you never said that you weren't an open marriage. I'm like, that is an insane thing to assume.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, they must be in an open marriage. No, it's more probable that you fingered some bitch in a kitchen one time.
Exactly. In a vulnerable
state, while you're day drinking tequila at noon. And you're smoking
on.
Like,
that drove me insane.
I almost feel like that's almost anti-woke culture, because I'm like, okay, that's cool that you're woke and progressive, but that's unfair to assume that the rest of us should just assume that everyone's in an open marriage if they
or to assume too that you are basically kind of self-righteousizing yourself by being like, well, I know I'm fucking a married woman, but they've got to be in an open marriage. Of course. They wouldn't be doing this unless they were in an open marriage.
Well, that's why I think this is kind of gaslighting, because at the end, that Che's like, well, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a homewrecker. Well, first, you literally are a homewrecker.
No, not really.
How are they not a homewrecker? They fingered someone in the kitchen.
Okay, I think a homewrecker can be lots of different things. All right. I'm going to say that finger banging a straight woman, a questioning woman in the kitchen is not wrecking a home compared to like maybe, taking a husband from his or like taking her from her children.
That's what Che did. And now, because now Miranda leaves Steve.
Miranda says though that her home was already wrecked.
Except no, it wasn't. You
trust me.
It looked fine.
Well, and then when Che walks away, they're mobbed for photos.
Yeah. Unreal. We're huge fans. Oh my gosh.
So then Seema comes over to Carrie's house, which I thought was like for a real estate consultation, but I guess it kind of wasn't.
No, Carrie now lives in her apartment. I don't think Carrie doesn't move now.
But why were the walls lined with dresses? There were parts of dresses.
Carrie's compartmentalizing all her dresses and putting them in storage. That's why Lily was over. Lily's been helping her do that.
Did they say that in one line?
Okay, no, I watched this a few weeks ago, just like for fun, and I missed that until today. Like I remember watching the whole episode. I'm like, why is Lily at Carrie's house now? But she does say that in a passing comment. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of
downsize.
Downsize.
That makes way more sense, because at the very end, Carrie's like, and just like that, I realized there's certain things you'd never want to put in storage or whatever the
God, these final lines are terrible.
They're so bad. So anyway, Seema comes over. The walls are lined with dresses. They have this cute little thing, and holy shit, they have the best looking boxes of bento boxes of sushi.
Oh yeah, the sushi looked good. I don't like sushi anymore because of the Ozempic and my taste changed, but it made me want sushi.
It looked so good. Later too, they're eating like shrimp and crab legs, and
That crap. Oh, that I was like, damn, I wish that was like a thing in Calgary.
So what was so weird was we were just talking about this dress in one of our recent episodes. Carrie brings out the Paris dress. And I was saying it was green, and you said it was purple, and it is leaning more to a purple for sure.
Okay,
and
but
there's
I
two
thought,
separate dresses. I know.
I thought you were talking about the one that she.
I was, but then I was conflating them I was conflating the two of them.
Okay, gotcha.
Because this one I do remember. As soon as it was there, I remember because it has the like rosette basically things on it. It's really cool.
Oh, I wish they put it on again.
I would have watched.
Oh, she did during this episode?
Oh, you'll see Amanda.
Oh,
if you guys take it on over to our patreon.com/podinthecity for free, you can watch the episode and you'll see the clip at the
I have a question
because
I'm still thinking about the crab legs. Is that even like, do you even do that? Like in Phoenix, is it even safe to eat like seafood from Phoenix? Because you're pretty landlocked desert down there.
They fly it in like every day.
Okay.
I go to like, there's this really good seafood place where they have their own docks and all this shit. And
okay.
I'm like, okay. Yeah. I don't know how I'd feel if I lived in a tiny town of Arizona, but you realize sushi, in order to become sushi grade,
it has to be frozen.
It means it's frozen.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
I never knew that.
I'm probably gonna eat sushi tonight.
Oh, I want that. Okay, so Carrie brings out the Versace dress. She talks about the Paris episode. Seema tries to light up a cigarette after seeing the dress because it just makes her drippy. And Carrie tells her.
Funny, actually. That I thought was a pretty smart writing wise of a way to segue into a conversation about smoking. Seema lights up and Carrie says, "Oh, you can't smoke in here." And Seema goes, "But I feel like I just had sex," which leads into a conversation about why Carrie doesn't like to smoke anymore.
Because, one night she smoked in her house and it stunk for the rest of the time. And she felt like she was back in her smoking era. So we find out that she is now walking around the neighborhood when she smokes. She smokes one cigarette a day. She walks around the neighborhood with 3 kerchiefs on her head. That's her words. And latex gloves. All right.
Yeah, it just seems like you could wear gloves of any, no, you don't need to wear.
You can wash your hands. Wash
your hands. Or you can also buy like a little thing, like those classy things that the cigarette lighters. Yeah, like
or you could have like a stick. They have these things. It's like a stick that you put like a joint in.
Well, tweezers. That's what we used to use. Tweezers.
Oh, girl. Yeah, I know. Or like they actually had roach clips.
Yeah, roach clips. That's what Carrie got a roach clip.
Well, luckily, who would love a roach clip is Lisette, who's obviously supposed to be young Carrie. All right. And she loves to hang out on her stoop until 5 a.m. ranting and raving.
Okay, look, when I lived in New York, I lived in Astoria and then Long Island. So I'm not really up with like Fifth Avenue.
This is the Upper East Side.
Yeah,
this would not be happening.
Like, do you know how many noise complaints? Because it's all old people there, all old rich bitches.
And Carrie owns her apartment. It's not like she's renting her apartment. So there's some kind of. That's where I was confused how Lisette ends up in this place anyway.
I'm sure it's like a friend situation where like her grandmother owned it and it's rent.
Well, the apartment that Lisette is in is
nicer than Carrie.
Better than fucking Carrie's. It has double door entry. It's like, it's amazing. So we meet Carrie or Lisette. All right. Carrie thinks she's so cool, but she doesn't want to go outside and ask them about it. And this is where we're going to have our very first clip. So if you would like to check out our free level of our Patreon, you can watch the rest of this. Or if you're just watching on YouTube, go to the podcast places and subscribe. And if you're just listening to us on the podcast places, you know what? Do whatever you want to do because we love you. We love you. And we're signing off from YouTube and we'll see you on the Patreon. All right. Let me juggle myself.